So my name is Maria and I am from Bollington in Cheshire, and I am project manager for a number of property projects in the local area. So I met Rich from UTSS through my networking group, which is called BNI. I visited the chapter in Macclesfield that Rich is a member of and met him face to face. Soon became apparent that Rich was not just very knowledgeable about what he does, but also incredibly trustworthy. And as part of that, when a requirement later came up, it made me feel compelled to discuss the requirements further with Rich to see if he would be able to help. So the project was on a large Victorian property, and the ground is on multiple different levels, so we required lots of different survey techniques, both over and underground, to understand what the prospects were for the project that we wanted to progress in terms of an extension, landscaping, and general renovation of the property itself. UTSS responded super efficiently, came back really quickly, not just to my initial inquiry and questions thereafter, but also were able to attend site really quickly as well, and also followed up promptly with the survey outputs and the data that we needed as a result of the survey. UTSS approached the task diligently, efficiently. It's clear to see from the equipment that they were using on site and the way that the team operated that they were not just qualified, but if anything, overqualified to carry out this task. It had all of the latest equipment, and everything just seemed really well organised. Nothing was too much trouble, and they were also chatty and helpful and answered lots of questions that we had as we were intrigued by their equipment whilst we were on site as well. Richard was very comfortable with the initial brief. He absolutely understood the needs, and in fact, if anything, he added value and enabled us to further understand what we actually needed so that he could add more value in what they delivered. There were some areas that we hadn't initially considered, and Richard's questioning as part of receiving the brief enabled us to slightly broaden the scope of what we required to make sure that the data that we got back was fit for purpose for the future project, and then we've not needed anything in addition, which I think we would have done had we not have taken Rich's advice at the beginning. Yeah, both myself and the client were super satisfied with everything that was carried out by Rich and his team. Like I say, the work was just above and beyond what we expected, both in terms of the way it was approached and delivered, and also the outcome and the data that we received as a result. I would thoroughly recommend Richard and his team, not just because I know that they will do a good job, but I trust him to protect my reputation and always do the absolute best that he can and deliver beyond expectations every time.